Aloha. Aloha, aloha, aloha. Okay, here I am, Lloyd Kellett from Loma, California. Okay. Uh, I'm going to talk about our political system, which I have no expertise, but I have eyes, you know, and I have common sense. Remember that. You have to have common sense to run a government. You know, if you want to run a government, you know. Well, this is what I gotta say. This is not my government, okay? I call this America's government, your government, America. You know, I was indoctrinated from Hawaii, you know, when I was a kid to be American, right? And I had no idea about America took our land. No idea. They never taught us that. Okay. And that's part of the reason why I want to mention about our government, you know, and how, you know, I call them un-American. It's not America. It's an un-American thing to do. They teach you that, right? To be an American, and if you break the rules, you're un-American. Well, you know, and that's a lie. You know, America came in to my homeland, which I call now the Hawaiian Kingdom. You know, Hawaii, the eight islands of Hawaii, and then took over our government. Took over our kingdom, not our government. We never had a government. America was the government. Well, I never knew anything about that. They never taught us anything history, and that's why I was confused when I see all this information, you know, after later in my life, you know, and then how, you know, how we were taken over by the American government. So I'm not going to explain, you know, the in and outs of. It's up to you. You go on YouTube. You Americans out there, okay? American people, as you know, that includes like Hawaii. They call us Americans, right? Because we became a state. But go on YouTube and find out why we're not a state. We were never a state. You cannot be a state when somebody comes in and occupy your land and make you a state. There's no such thing as about, you know, taking over somebody's land and then calling it United States, you know. So the kids, we grew up in Hawaii not knowing there's nothing in the history book that says what the Americans did to Hawaii. Okay, nothing, you know. So this information is leaked out slowly and slowly because of guilt, you know. And everybody knew at one point that we were annexed and taken over by a government by force. Yes, by force. You cannot get a You cannot start a government by force. You cannot go to somebody's country and take it by force, you know. And the poor Indians, look what happened to them, right? They're still suffering. And, you know, America, you know, you think they care really inside? Because they got all this land from the Indians, you know, in America. You think they're guilty about that? No. Never was. But there are people, good people out there, and there are a lot of good people in America that know, and they're under control of the American government. All right. Before I get into all that, I'm going to tell you our government is un-American. I call it your government now. You know, I want nothing to do with their government because their government is going downhill. Why? Because we have a corrupt political system. I just wrote down a few things. You know, they're so corrupt to the core, and does not act in a reasonable time for the people and their causes. In our cause, you know, like what's going on today. They don't act in a reasonable time to unfuse the situation, you know, because it's a big bomb. It's ready to blow up in our political system. The checks and balances is number one. They do not work for the people. I'll give you an instance. When one part of the people can control the laws, right? Even when it's illegal by vote, what it is the control of power, and that's what we have going on in the White House today. Control of power by one party, you know. And actually, it's a minority party that's controlling, right? They lost by 3 million votes. But the way our system is run is so damn corrupt, you know. That's up to them to change the laws for that. And you know, I refuse to be a part of this system, you know. I'm a homeowner, you know. I have my own home here, but I would sacrifice my home here to go back to my home in Hawaii, right? Hey, I'll give this land to my land and my home to the Indians. They deserve it, you know, really, from my heart. I give whatever, acre of property I have left over from what I used to own too, from before. But I just want to be under a government that the political system is so corrupt that you could, unless they change the system, no matter what way they do it, around the world too, you know, there's a lot of systems got to be corrected, but more so in the United States that disagree to work with our partners for, you know, instead of trying to correct the problem, if it's a one-party thing, it's all about control and power. As soon as they lose that, they're gonna lose that. You know. But I still don't want to go back to the same old stupid system because it'll happen again when they come in power again sometime down the road. But I know this time, well, if they don't correct the system, and this goes on for another 4 years, then America's strong enough to last us 4 years and then kick the shit out of that party after. But people will overcome, but you cannot overcome when you grew up in segregation. For some reason, our country is so undivided, and all has to do with race and greed, and who has the power to control. The whites have the power to control America. So for now, but sooner or later, the browns are going to take over, all right? And then we'll be a country again. And then, who knows, down the road they might have their own problems. But as far as it goes now, if people are prejudiced against brown people, black people, yellow people, it'll never be an honest government. It's impossible unless you change your ways. Unless you make laws that says you do that, we're gonna put you to jail. Unless you make strict laws, you don't let the politicians pull pull the wool over your eyes. They're gonna keep doing it and doing it and doing it because it's all because of power and money. But if you put them to jail, they'll stop that. Put them in jail. See, we never did that when in 208 when the government was giving loans to everybody and they know they couldn't pay back. You know, and that's what I call a corrupt political system that keeps it goes on today. It'll keep on going on if you don't change the system. You know. So like I say, this is not my government, this is your government. You know. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just waiting for what's going to happen to the Hawaiian Kingdom, you know, because America is in control of the Hawaiian Kingdom, which they stole. And if they're going to be an honest people down the road, only when they get an honest government and give back the land to the Hawaiian people that they stole. You know. I'm so mad to find out, you know, the thing. Go on YouTube and find out, you know, the history. They've been going back and getting all these documents, you know, that these people that stole the land and finding out how these guys control Hawaii. How they separated the Hawaiians. They didn't want Hawaiians to control nothing. Okay? They put Americans in every department in politics to control the people under them, you know. So they can hire the Hawaiian people as governments, but they're not in control. The white man is in control. And they did it on purpose, so they, you know, they can take control, and they, you know, they're bigotry. That's all. You know, the racist. This is a racist damn thing that still goes on in America today. You know, I'm a surfer guy. I ate a for nose, and I'm a Beachboy. You know, and all these Holly guys we call our friends, they come here, they come to Hawaii, and you know, they enjoy all the benefits of Hawaii, right? You know what I mean? And I want them to think about it. They enjoy the surfing in Hawaii, and they enjoy the culture. And you know, those who are friends, but I'm gonna see how many of them are our friends today. You know, to find out that whose side they're on, or they're going to try to help the Hawaiian and Hawaiian King become a state, not a state, become their own government again. You know, a kingdom. But if you go on YouTube, we have all the right. We have a kingdom. It was always a kingdom until America took it away. And they went to Hague. That's why we had a PhD guy who went to Hague and got the Hague department. You know, the Hague is the ones that control all the citizenship of the world. All right, you know, the disputes we have. You know, it's an international thing. Everybody joined. All the countries joined in, and if you have a dispute, you go to this international group, and you know, to resolve your problems. And these guys, you know, they were put in the place because, you know, everybody agreed that these guys had the power to make law for countries, to help them along, you know, help them along with the decision. So we you know, so we went to Hague and found out, and then with all the information, and this is not our information, you know, this is history, with the documents they found, you know, by the people that took our land, these documents, letters and all, that why they did it, you know. So, you know, it's in their writing that said they stole the land. That's what you know, I'm just finding out. So, and they search for more documents, but they have the right documents that said Hawaii is a kingdom and could never be taken over by another nation. Once you're a kingdom by yourself. You can't surrender your nation, or somebody just can't. You know, you in fact, the king couldn't even sign it over to America if he wanted. But once you become a kingdom, you know, under the international law, You cannot be changed. You cannot be changed from one nation to another nation. Okay? Hawaii was one of the first guys to be a nation. I mean, I'm finding that off by Hague. You know, they signed that with the British, and the Queen accepted that. That said, the Queen of England said, Hawaii is a nation. They had the power. The English power was the European power was the strongest in the world. And so they go out and try to handle the disputes between different countries, with this international tribune or whatever at the Hague. So, well, you guys go find out. Hey, man, I wasn't, like a lucky guy, like that had the money. My mom had like 5, 7 kids, but by 3 marriages, with no help. These guys, they get married in the old days, man. When they figure like taking off, they just take off, And that goes for my dad, and stuff like that. And so my poor mom had to raise us, and how could she send her kids to by herself? And in the 40s, she was the secretary for the governor of Hawaii's governor, Governor Steinbeck, in the 30s, 40s. She worked there, all over till the 50s. So my poor mom, so we kids, education-wise, she couldn't, like me, I had my own mind. I didn't want to finish school. You broke all the time, man. You have no rights. Trying to go rent a place in Hawaii at that time, no way. If you're Hawaiian, no way. They wouldn't. All the whites, almost of the land in Waikiki where I grew up. So the only way we could go in is some Chinese guy owned that building, or a Japanese guy, some other race. Otherwise, we'd be sleeping out like homeless. So I'm not going to talk about that. I never complained. I never blamed my mom because she moved up to California, and she moved up to Palo Alto and married this guy who was working on, Hawaiian guy that was working for the government, at the San Francisco dock. They were doing nuclear stuff and all that. They're the guys that were figuring out how to make the bomb and shit. Well, what else can I say? But like I was telling you, I had no education. I mean, I had the education. Listen, I'm not a little dumb kid. But when I got up, I was in sophomore. My brother was a junior. I was a sophomore, and my mom, and we were like not going to school. Boys would be boys, and we were the last 2 kids that was living with her, right? My sister got married and had her own family, and she got lucky. Okay, my sister was a hard worker. No nakana. She went out, saved her money, whatever money she had, and then somebody in the family helped her go to college, right? So she was because she was the smartest one. She went out and got a degree, came back, and I worked in Hawaii, and then bought a home in Hawaii Kai, and she's 92 today. God bless her. We're the last 2 of our clan.